For decades now, we have all questioned, why is it only the skinny size 0 models that grace the pages of fashion magazines and runway shows, wearing the clothes we all desire to look good in? This year's Mercedes Sydney Fashion Festival showcased the latest styles and trends. Maya's Big is Beautiful plus-size show was reintroduced to the festival after 7 years. The show received mixed media hype for breaking the bounds of using stick-thin models. Model Penelope Benson walked in the Maya show and shares an insider's experience to the current controversy.
I think in our industry, there's a major difference that people just fail to understand, that a plus-size model is so different to being a plus-size woman. We are trying to project a healthy body image and, just show that you can be sexy and healthy and be who you are and still be in fashion.
We crave the latest collections displayed on runways and in magazine spreads, hanging off the models so much smaller than the average-sized woman. Edwina McCann's view suggests the current plus-size model media hype is unlikely to be reflected onto the pages of her fashion magazine anytime soon.
What women say they want to see and what they really want to see are often two different things. Do we want to see ourselves staring back at ourselves in a fashion magazine? Maybe. A lot of that has to do with the fact that they don't have to get their models into a Chanel sample or a Prada sample or something like we do. We are about showing clothes. We're about showing the latest collections and editing them and putting them into stories and contexts. And the models are just there to wear them.
Damien Woolner's review of the Maya Parade created media stir with the article, "Big can be beautiful, but fat is not for fashion."
If it's on the runway, we really should be looking at the clothes, and in that case, taller, thinner models are best in that situation. If it's in a magazine, it's about communicating a fantasy, an aspiration, and I think readers are intelligent enough to go into that world without having to see themselves or their own size reflected by that model.
Some editors have tried to break the mould and represent everyday women who comply with having a healthy BMI and fit the specifics of the average Australian female shape and size. Australian plus-size model Robin Lawley has graced the covers of Italian Vogue, French Elle, and will be walking tomorrow's Milan Fashion Week. Chelsea Bonner is the agent of both successful plus-size models Penelope and Robin.
Yeah, Robin came to me when she was 19 and she had attempted to do mainstream modelling when she was younger, and it was just impossible for her to maintain her proportions, and that's something that not just Robin but just about every single model on my board has. These girls are 6 foot tall. I think the shortest model we have in our books is 5'9", and the average Australian woman is 5'6". So we're talking about girls who are really, really tall. They're big boned, but they're absolutely glamorous and really, really gorgeous. And if they were under a size 10, they would be mainstream models, but they can't be, so therefore they're plus. Penny, like most of our girls, was always told she was very beautiful from a very young age, and even though she's very tall, she was always over a size 10, so she never thought she could actually model at her size, which is a size, well, she's sort of between a 12 and a 14. So she came in to see me, and she's just an absolutely gorgeous girl, and she's a lovely girl too, so and that's how it all started.
I definitely think it's going to grow. Looking back on just this year alone, the industry has come so far. I do think being in Australia and the Australian side of it all, and the Australian industry is a lot slower and they're harder to get to. But from looking what's happened this year with my friend, Robin Lawley on the cover of Vogue and French Elle, there's a lot of exciting things happening in the US and Europe, and I just think, and I've got my fingers crossed that Australia's going to catch on to that.
However, magazine industry professionals like Edwina and Damien see very little changing very soon.
Do I think that women are going to buy specific plus-size magazines? Unlikely. Very unlikely.
We're not saying that plus size models or that big models are not beautiful. We know that's not the case. We're just saying that we have to be careful about the message that overweight models send, just as careful as we have to be about dangerously underweight models. It's something that we should think about.
From the cover of magazines, you can't tell what size anybody is, but they don't use plus size models on the cover. Why? That doesn't make any sense. It's not even an issue about the body. It's just not done. People don't know. They'll just they'll buy it because the girl is beautiful, and she represents them in a way that they identify with. And you don't have to say, she's oversized 14, just put her on, just use it. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Penelope and Robin's success has given the fashion industry hope of a change. Many feel they are role models for all women to feel beautiful within a healthy and natural weight range. With average female clothing being size 14 to 16 in Australia, why is it that only 64 of the available 500 tickets were sold for the Maya event? The girls' success will hopefully see a change to next year's show.